Enter Abraham's tent, where it all began, where the promises of God were spoken by angels, and where the troubles of man found divine answers. Listen now as experts on Judaism, Christianity, and Islam discuss the intersections of religion, politics, and power. No secrets, no agendas, no retreat. With our political correctness surgically removed, join us now in Abraham's tent.
Hello and welcome to Abraham's Tent. This is today's episode, and I'm Cory Miller, and this is Dr. Mark Christian. Thanks for being here with me again, Dr. Mark Christian. Today, we wanted to talk a little bit about what's been going on recently.
Right after the election.
Right after the election, within the first 7 days, the infamous protests with women out.
And I know that's old news already. About the protest that took place the right next day after the inauguration.
But it doesn't make it any less fun to talk about.
No, it's not. And you know, it was very funny the other day when Donald Trump was sitting in an interview talking about it and talking about Madonna and what she has to say.
Did he keep a straight face?
Well, he did.
I don't know how he did it.
And he said, you know, that is hurting. And the interviewer said her cause, and he said, yeah, her cause. Nobody knows what the cause is. Like seriously, nobody knows what the cause is. Yes, she said publicly that she thought numerous times about blowing up
the White House.
The White House.
Yeah.
I don't know what blowing means for her, but that does not that seems like a big mistake.
But that's a new angle I had not even thought about.
But here is the new angle that we need to look at it, as a matter of fact. Yes. The biggest problem, I think, is while women are protesting for no cause whatsoever about something that they don't even know what it is, other than they want to kill more babies, as you know, and no borders and the stuff that they say. I have to highlight that the main organizer for that event was women from Council of American Islamic Relationship. CARE. And this is a very shady organization, by the way. But here is the thing. You know, as you know, I look at, you know, different kind of news outlets in different countries and see what's going on. And I don't have to go further away from my country of origin, Egypt. And while this protest was going on, there was a completely different kind of narrative going on in Egypt. So here is something. In America, when you go through a divorce, it's a devastating, you know, incident that happens and break families apart. And, you know, both men and women are kind of involved in this process, and they split the you know, their income and the money that they made throughout the divorce, and everybody gets half, and it's a very complicated situation. In Islam, it is not. In Islam, it's a man thing.
Get out of my house.
Yes. But here is the thing. The president of Egypt, okay, here is something that's very, very important. He came out and said, you know, divorce has been destroying our country and getting it more and more miserable.
Sounds like an evangelist.
Well, he said that he's suggesting a simple thing. That's it. What he was suggesting? That the divorce is not going to be anymore a verbal divorce. It's going to be, has to be documented. So what he is calling for, and I'm going to mention what I'm calling for so people can get an idea. What he was calling for is a very simple thing. Men is not going to do a verbal divorce. So you cannot just call your wife, you are divorced, and kick her out with the kids outside of the house, and you're done with it.
As has been done since the 600s. It
has been done. This is according to some, but just, you know, hear me for a second. And then he said, from now on, for a divorce to be accepted by the government, it has to go through, you know, a legitimate kind of channels. And he's suggesting that from now on, a verbal divorce is not going to be accepted in Egypt, that every man who wants to divorce his wife, he doesn't have to do the whole process and hire a lawyer. Or what he was asking, a very simple thing, that the man has to go to a marriage official. They have
an imam,
that is officiating marriages and divorces, and he has to sign the papers in front of him, or he has to go to in front of a judge. There is a family kind of court, and he has to sign the paper at the front door at the judge. It's going to take 15 minutes out of his time.
Let me guess. The men's advocacy groups.
It's not the men's advocacy groups.
Went crazy.
It's not only the men. There is no men's advocacy group by the
women didn't want this either.
Men's does not have time to have advocacy group. They have the rights already, and they enforce it by their own hands immediately.
They say when you have to explain a joke, It's not really a joke.
Sorry,
I know. Sometimes
I'm still trying to assimilate. It's very hard. But here is the thing. So he said this, and hell break loose, not only in Egypt, but across the Muslim countries. Sisi, all of a sudden, a president of a country that is calling for this, became an infidel. Became a person that they're calling for his death because you are objecting Muhammad and the Prophet Muhammad.
The perfect Muslim.
The perfect Muslim, because Muhammad said you can divorce by whatever saying you are, so it's a verbal divorce. So how dare him he do that? Imams from every corner, TV shows, mosques has been going crazy. Condemning Sisi and condemning this and calling this is crazy, they cannot do that, and so forth. And in Saudi Arabia, in North Africa, in Morocco, in Tunisia, imams all over the Muslim countries.
So I'm going to
condemning him.
But I'm going to assume then that the women in Cairo put on the pink hats and the big inflatable stuff and walked around downtown.
They were waiting for Madonna.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. So okay. So let's recap this for a second. The women in Muslim countries, in Islam in general, has no right even for objecting the divorce, and they are less of a human being that the man can divorce her verbally, and he doesn't have to even put the time of 10 minutes, 15 minutes to sign the paper for divorce. He can divorce her verbally and she out to go. Okay? And the woman who knows that very well, and she was upset about Sharia law is not applied in America.
This is the gal that ran the protests.
Yeah, Ms. Sarsour from the Council of American Islamic Relationship, who was the main organizer for that event. Okay, could not open her mouth and says, you know what, women has rights,
because she agrees with the.
This is what Sharia law.
Absolutely.
Sharia law that she's actually went on TV a couple of days ago advocating and says Muslims are not having their way in America because there is more than 22 states in America that object Sharia law. She said that, okay? And women over there is just asking for the man when they want to divorce them, just to go to the court and sign it.
Just write it down.
Just to write it down.
Come on, baby.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, you can see then why they were protesting here. I mean, it makes
absolutely
perfect sense then.
For a cause that nobody knows about.
And the rights that they've lost.
Yes.
Just
killing more babies.
All those rights, yeah.
I wish people understand the atrocities of Islamism and Islamic ideology and so forth. And they see Muslim as victims and see women as victims as they really are. And stop listening to those Islamist leaders who are trying to push a different agenda on American people and taking advantage of the useful idiots and the naive people who thinks that it is a culture to put hijab on or to oppress women and so forth. This is wrong and this is bad. It is time to confront the real issues and stand against it. And if you want to put a pink hat on, that's good. Call it whatever you want to, but don't call it that.
And grab it off your head.
Sometimes in the winter time I would love to have one, but I'm not going to call it that name.
Okay. Well, folks, thanks for being with us again for today's episode of Abraham's Tent. Again, I'm Cory Miller. This is Dr. Mark Christian. Please subscribe to our website, to our Facebook page. What else do we have? Our YouTube channel. YouTube. Subscribe to all of those if you would. We'd appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.